Since the last episode of the Hunter x Hunter series, we all thought this was the final moment. But in fact, it was only the beginning. Since Ging mentioned that the known world is only a small part of the Hunter x Hunter world, the Dark Continent, the unknown world. Let's see the unsolved mysteries of Hunter x Hunter. Ging freaks. Godfather and probably inside of the top 5 most strongest men users currently. He's known by letting Gon grew up without a father on his side. But then we realized that it was all his plan, just to prepare Gon for his journey. We all know that Ging is obsessed with one thing, and that's the Dark Continent. He's probably the character who knows more about the Dark Continent inside the human world. Let's see one of the things he mentions about it. Chapter 344. Ging, some Zodiacs and Hunters are in a meeting, looking like Ging is leading that meeting even if Pariston is there. But this is when it gets interesting. Ging start mentioning the main subject, the Dark Continent. He says, "In the north of the Dark Continent, once we arrive there will be a sea of trees. Abilete 400 km or deeper. There should be an ancient labyrinth city. I heard there's a herb that could cure any diseases. So we already know that there is life in the Dark Continent. Species that are living a similar life like humans." But then Ging mentions, according to Netero, the Hunter Association, Netero and some friends went on a secret expedition to the Dark Continent, but there wasn't any official record documenting it. When Ging says some friends, we have to mention them. One of them is Lin, the old lady who appears in the last episode. The other one is Zigg Zoldyck, Killua relative. Let's talk about Zigg Zoldyck. Zigg Zoldyck. Yes, as you see, he's part of the Zoldyck family, but we don't really know who he really is for the family. Some theories say that he's Xeno father, since we know that Maha Zoldyck is Xeno grandfather. That makes Maha be Killua's great-great-grandfather. So we know that Zigg is younger than Maha. Makes sense since we know that Zigg Zoldyck went to the Dark Continent with Netero. Zigg was younger than Netero, and at that time, Maha was older, as Xeno mentioned one time.
あのジジイの強さの秘密？まあ、いくつかあるが、まず念が恐ろしく静かじゃ。奴のオーラの流れから次の攻撃を読むのは誰にもできんな。伊達に長く生きてないわけよ。精神的にはもう植物の域じゃろ。何しろ、あのジジイ。わしが血のみごの頃からジジイじゃ。わしのジジイと喧嘩して生存しておる唯一の人間じゃし、知人には違いない。持ちつ持たれつ陰とよ。
You already know the Zoldyck family is packed with monsters, assassins, prodigies, and straight-up nightmares. When we say who's the most strongest in the Zoldyck family, we could say that Maha or Zigg are the strongest. But then when someone says who's the most powerful inside the Zoldyck family, there is no doubt that the creature who's inside Alluka Zoldyck, let's talk about Nanika, because that creature is probably related to Zigg's storyline. Nanika is one of the most mysterious beings in Hunter x Hunter, and it's closely tied to Alluka Zoldyck, Killua's younger sibling. At first, everyone thinks Nanika is just an alternate personality of Alluka, but that's not the full story. Nanika is actually a separate entity living inside Alluka. When someone asks Alluka for a wish, it's Nanika who grants it.
Alluka 坊ちゃま、私を億万長者にしてくださいますか。
But there's a catch. After each wish, Nanika demands a series of requests. If those requests aren't fulfilled, the punishment is brutal, usually resulting in death. The bigger the wish, the deadlier the consequences. What makes Nanika truly terrifying is that it doesn't follow the normal rules of Nen. Its power is reality warping, almost godlike. Because of this, many fans believe Nanika isn't human at all, but something from the Dark Continent. This theory is strongly supported by Nanika calling people I, which is the name of a known dark continent calamity. Ai are gaseous life forms that form symbiotic relationships with humans and feed on desire. That fits Nanika perfectly. It grants wishes, but at a horrific cost. So how did Nanika end up inside Alluka? One of the biggest theories points to Zigg Zoldyck, a member of the Zoldyck family. Zigg is known to have traveled to the Dark Continent. It's believed that during this expedition, Zigg may have encountered an AI and either brought it back intentionally or accidentally allowed it to bond with Alluka later on. This would explain why the Zoldyck family treats Alluka like a dangerous object rather than a child. Like Silva said one time when Killua came back to home,
"That entity isn't human. Don't ever think of it as family."
What did you say?
That thing is something from another place. Something from the darkness.
they don't fully understand Nanika, only that it's something ancient, foreign, and incredibly powerful. In short, Nanika isn't just a possession. It's a dark continent entity, possibly brought into the human world by Zigg Zoldyck, making Alluka one of the most important and dangerous characters in the entire series. In conclusion, the moment Zigg Zoldyck is mentioned, he becomes one of the most important characters in Hunter x Hunter, only appearing one time. There is a theory that Zigg is the one who brought Mike Zoldyck too. Could be true since Mike is Beast. If you love Hunter x Hunter World, subscribe for upcoming videos. See you next time.